to this episode of Ask an Ex. Today I have someone here with me who joined our CPQ program and has a very inspiring story. So if you're worried that quitting smoking is going to be hard and impossible and it's going to make you unhappy and gain weight and you're going to turn into someone you don't like, then you need to watch this. The ex I have with me today is someone who not only quit smoking after 20 years, but he also changed his whole lifestyle, lost weight, and is now running marathons. Please welcome Trevor Starr. Trevor, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
So, you have been a non-smoker for 18 months, right?
Yeah, a year and a half now.
That is incredible. So huge congratulations for your achievement.
Thank you. And I feel like I have you to thank, you and your program, truly, for empowering me to do what I was able to do.
Exactly. It was just a tool. You already had the resources within you to achieve everything, which we're going to talk about in a second. So before I ask you what you did after you quit smoking, could you please share how was life as a smoker?
So I guess life as a smoker didn't really bother me for many of the years that I smoked. So most of the 20 or more years that I smoked, it was what I did. And then when I really had the biggest awakening, it was when my wife and I and some friends started enjoying some vacations together. We went to the Caribbean. We were in this beautiful environment, sharing time with each other. And I was the only smoker, and I would have to remove myself, or I would do it out of respect for them. I would remove myself from their company, and I'd go off by myself and smoke. And I'm looking at them, laughing, having a good time. And I was thinking to myself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? But I didn't know how to quit. And the last thing I wanted was to make myself, so I knew not smoking would make me healthier, but I didn't want to gain weight. I didn't want to start having all those other health problems that would go along with it. But I knew I had to do something. And so that's when I found your program, and the whole thing made sense to me right from the beginning. It was like it was meant to be. And I committed. I'm not going to lie. I was anxious as I went through the program, but after that day, it was amazing. It was like I was free from this problem, and I had something that I was going to do to take the place of it. And that's when the whole transformation started for me. And it was, started me on this journey of the last 18 months of transforming not only into my non-smoking lifestyle, but all the other things that I started to do. Eating healthy, exercising, running. I never thought I would do that. I did it in high school, but that was 30 years ago.
This is truly incredible. So when you were smoking, you were not into running and fitness?
Not at all. No, I could have cared less about it.
Wow. And you mentioned that gaining weight was one of your concerns before quitting.
Yeah, I was already overweight. I was when we came back from that last vacation 18 months ago, I was 215 pounds. I am now down at 180 pounds. I could probably still lose a few pounds, and I'm working on it. But truly, that in and of itself, so I was borderline lots of things. In my late 40s, already facing. I wasn't on medication, but I was facing being on medication for high blood pressure. I was facing being on medication for cholesterol issues. The gamut of issues that middle-aged guys deal with, right? And now, I can't even tell you what a difference all of this is, and to not be smoking, right? So being able to transform or find something to take the place of smoking that's caused me to be able to do this for myself is just truly amazing. And I just truly don't think I would have found it if I hadn't taken this cognitive and behavioral approach. It just made so much sense to me that I needed to replace my habit with something different. And it just turns out this was something better and transformed, like you said, transformed my lifestyle.
Yes, and the thing is that you took two journeys, the one right after the other, because usually people they want to quit smoking, they want to have a healthier lifestyle and lose some weight, but doing the one after the other, it's incredible. And this is so important for people to hear, because most of the times when we have the worry of gaining weight, what we do is postpone quitting smoking. We postpone it and postpone it, and I want everyone to see what's possible when you just do things in the right time and you put the work into it.
That's right. And it was definitely the right time for me. I was definitely committed to doing it, and this program really helped.
I'm very glad to hear that it helped. And just to let everyone know, when you replace smoking with a new habit, it's on the last stage of the CBQ method, the program. What motivates you? What made you choose exercise as your replacement habit?
So I don't remember which, like you said, it was towards the tail end of the program where I was thinking about it all the way through, because I think you started us thinking about it initially in the program. But when it really became, I was really confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what my replacement activity was going to be. And I was listening, I was watching on the Facebook page and listening to other folks talk about what their replacement activity was, and nothing was really clicking with me. But then I was thinking, well, I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to have, my body, I'm going to have more breath, right? My heart is going to be healthier. I'm thinking I'm going to have all this energy to be able to do things. I want to start exercising again and lose some weight and just feel better overall about myself. And I remember asking you the question, and I think I did it on Facebook, and I said, what do you think about exercise and diet as my replacement activity? And it seemed like a silly question at the time, but you really were very encouraging about it. And from that point forward, I embraced it and really made it a part of what I did every day. Like, I would wake up and exercise. I did research on what appropriate exercises were for someone my age and in my health condition, and the healthy diets and diets that kind of fit my lifestyle, that weren't going to be impossible for me to achieve. And I really found the right exercise program. I found the right, through a lot of research, found the right diet. And it really just transformed everything about me, right? So now, instead of waking up and having a cigarette, I'd wake up and do some exercises. And instead of having a cup of coffee and a cigarette, I would have a smoothie and just enjoy not having to go off by myself and smoke. One of the things that had a big impact on me was the journal that we kept throughout the program, and it really opened my eyes. It was amazing to me to look back at that journal and say, oh my goodness, I used to go to this place all the time so that I could smoke. I'd be by myself and smoke. So this place, it's my workshop. So I really truly wanted to keep being there, but it was tough for a little while. I didn't want to go there anymore. But then I started exercising there. So I made a little spot in my shop to do exercise. And so I'd go there, and that kind of got me over the hump. I would go there, instead of going there to have a beer and a cigarette, I'd go there to do some jumping jacks and some push-ups. And
this is very smart. So you took the same environment, the same triggers, and literally put exercise things instead of smoking.
Yep.
You
exactly.
Your brain to crave for exercise when you enter your workshop.
Exactly. Yep.
And I remember you posted on the group once, and you said that thing that I used to wake up and have a cigarette. I used to have a coffee, have a cigarette. I used to drive to work, have a cigarette. Now I wake up and exercise, and I feel amazing.
Yeah, and truly, I do. I have energy all day long, and I know it's not just because I quit smoking, but it never would have happened if I hadn't quit smoking. In fact, I hate to even think about where I'd be right now if I didn't quit smoking. I've got other things happen in my life too. I became a grandfather 9 months ago, and the energy that it takes to keep up with someone, even though he's not walking yet, it takes a lot of energy to keep track of that guy, and I want to be a part of his life, and I want him I want to be a good role model for him too, right? So if I was smoking, that would not be a good thing for him to be seen. So I would be, in essence, I wouldn't want him to see that. So I would avoid him so I could go smoke so that he wouldn't get this bad example from his papa, and I think that would be very unfortunate.
And many people do that, like they smoke and they have to go away to have a cigarette and they lose precious moments. So,
yes.
So how did your family react when you told them that you quit smoking and they actually saw that, it happened?
So I think there was some skepticism there from some. I think overall, my family and my friends were very supportive, and they were proud of my decision to do it. And they never did anything to like discourage me from continuing it. And I resigned myself to the fact that I was going to do this, and I was going to do it for me, right? Ultimately, it would be for my family and my friends and all of our experiences and everything. But I just needed to prove it to myself so that I could prove it to everybody else that I could do it. And I did it, and it's, when we reached the year mark, we went back to the Caribbean, my wife and my friends, and that was my first year there as a non-smoker, and it was kind of a celebration. So one of the things that I wanted to do, and this was all part of the program, right? I knew I was going to be saving hundreds of dollars a month. I wanted to buy a paddleboard so that we could, with the money that I saved from not smoking, and I wanted to bring it to the Caribbean so that we could use it there at the resort that we stayed at. And that's exactly what we did. My wife bought one, my friends bought some, and we all brought them with us in April, and we paddled in the Caribbean. It was awesome.
This is incredible. I love how you set a goal, because when you first emailed me, you said, I went to this vacation and I had to step away to smoke, and this annoyed me, and I want to go next year as a non-smoker, and you made that happen. So
Yeah.
how did you feel making your goal a reality multiple times?
It feels really good. I can't even describe, really. It just, I am. I'm proud of myself. I'm happy with, I'm happy with how I feel. I'm happy with how I look. I'm just happy not having to smoke. Like, I'm not afraid to do things now, like, because I'm not afraid that my body's not going to let me do things. Even at my age, I'm not afraid to try new things. If it's going to be physically demanding, I know I can do it now. I was always afraid. The paddleboard is kind of symbolic. There was a group of people that were staying at the resort that we were staying at, and they brought one with them, and I'd never seen it before. It was an inflatable, so they were able to bring it on the plane with them. And these people, they had it there, and they're out there in the Caribbean paddling around, and it looked like so much fun. And I know that if I had asked them, they would have let me try it, but I didn't dare. I just didn't dare do it. I didn't think, because I figured I would fail on it. Like, for one, it looked physically demanding, and I didn't want to be not able to do it and feel foolish not being able to do it, or having to be rescued or something. I don't know exactly how I was looking at it at the time, but I knew that was something that I wanted to do, and that would be like the proof to myself that I did it, that I made it. When it came to a point in my life where it was truly having an impact, right? It was keeping me from doing things, and it was going to, I'm just going to be honest, I feel like it was going to ruin my life, right? It was going to end it short. It was going to keep me from doing the things I want to do. I couldn't do that. I had to make a change. So this program helped me make that change. And so now, like, when I look back, like I say, no regrets there, but I definitely feel like I'm in probably one of the best places I've ever been in my life now as a non-smoker.
I know I've taken up a lot of your time, so one last question. what tips or advice would you give to someone who is struggling to quit smoking?
So I think probably the biggest thing that I would tell somebody that's thinking about quitting smoking is to definitely make the commitment to do it. I I cannot say enough good about this program. And in fact, I feel like I apply it to almost every other aspect of my life, right? I mean, so if there's anything that I'm doing that I need to change or anything that I feel like I can do better, um, I think about all the aspects of this program and what we went through, how to analyze what you're doing and how to fix, change, not necessarily fix, but change what you're doing to make things better. So I think definitely you need that commitment, and you need to find some way to empower yourself to do it. And this program is the perfect way. And I like I say, I like I told you yesterday, I tell everybody about this program, and especially those that want to quit smoking or do things healthier than they do now. I use this as a prime example of the best way to do it.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom and your experience and being open about it. So, as you all saw, Trevor is an extraordinary example of what you can do with your life when you're free from nicotine. And he's an example of what you can do with yourself when you tap into your potential and you leave smoking behind. Because smoking is dragging you down. And when you let it go, anything is possible. You can do anything you put your mind to. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Please let us know in the comments what you took away from